What if you had a GPS for your business? A tool that could show you exactly where things get stuck and then find you the fastest, most efficient route to get work done? Well, that's exactly what we're talking about today. We're diving into a platform called iGrafx, which is designed to do just that. Let's see how it actually maps out a company's real operations.
So, let's start with a simple question. Just think about your own job for a second. Where does your work get stuck? You know the feeling, right? Is it that approval that just vanishes into thin air for a few days? Or maybe a customer order that gets delayed, and nobody seems to know why. These hidden bottlenecks, they're everywhere, and they're so incredibly frustrating.
Well, there's actually a name for this problem. It's called the business black box. And it's basically the giant gap between the neat, tidy flowcharts of how work should happen and the messy, chaotic reality of how it actually gets done day to day. And inside that black box, that's where you'll find all the confusion, the delays, and of course, the hidden costs.
So how in the world do you open that box? The answer is a category of technology called process intelligence. The best way to think about it is like shining a huge bright spotlight into that black box. It's all about turning the unknown into the known and giving you a real, honest-to-goodness guide for your operations.
Now, the core idea behind all of this is something called business process management, or BPM for short. And please, don't let the corporate jargon fool you. At its heart, it's just a systematic way to see your processes, figure out how to make them better, and then, this is the important part, make sure they stay better. It's all about managing the how of your work.
And this is where the whole idea really just clicks. A GPS isn't just a static paper map, right? It shows you the best route, it alerts you to traffic jams ahead, and it even suggests detours in real time. A platform like iGrafx is designed to do the exact same thing, but for your business processes.
Okay, so how does this business GPS actually work under the hood? Well, it's not just one single thing. It's more like an integrated toolkit. So let's walk through the 5 core tools that iGrafx uses to bring some much-needed clarity to all that operational chaos. You can really think of this as a logical journey. First, you've got to create the official map. Then, you analyze that map to find the most efficient route. After that, you check for real-time traffic and detours. Then, you make sure to avoid any speed traps or roadblocks. And finally, you zoom all the way out to see how your little route fits into the entire city grid. Let's break each of those down.
Everything, and I mean everything, starts with modeling and documentation. This is about creating that foundational map. We're talking clear, visual flowcharts that spell out every single step, who's responsible for it, and what systems are involved. And this is so crucial. It creates a single source of truth that everyone in the company can look at and agree on. No more guessing games.
But a map is static, and a GPS is smart. That's where analysis and improvement comes in. The platform actually analyzes your map to find all the slow spots. How long things take, what they cost. But here's the really cool part, it can run what-if simulations. Like, what happens if we automate this step? Or what if we combine these 2 roles? You get to test out changes virtually before you disrupt anything in the real world.
Okay, next up is process mining. And this is the ultimate reality check. It literally connects directly to your business systems, your CRM, your finance system, and it pulls the digital footprints that every transaction leaves behind. From that data, it reconstructs a map of how work actually happened, not just how you drew it up. This is where you find all the secret workarounds, the messy deviations, and the real reasons for delays.
Back to our GPS analogy. This step is all about avoiding the speed traps and roadblocks. The risk and compliance tools link your processes directly to the rules you have to follow, whether that's internal policies or big external regulations like SOX or ISO. It flags exactly where a process might fail an audit before the auditors ever even show up.
And finally, you zoom out to see the whole city grid with enterprise architecture. This connects all the pieces. It shows you exactly how your business processes depend on specific applications, data, and technology. This is absolutely essential for making big strategic moves, like planning a digital transformation or figuring out the true impact of, say, replacing a major software system.
So that's the toolkit. But look, this isn't just theory, right? Let's take a look at who's actually using a system like this out in the real world and what kind of concrete problems they're solving with it.
And the users are all over the map. We're talking highly regulated industries like banking and healthcare, and super complex ones like manufacturing. And it's not just one type of person using it either. It's the process analysts trying to find efficiencies, the operational excellence teams, the internal auditors, really anyone whose job it is to make the business run better, faster, and safer.
And at the end of the day, the results are what really matter. A bank isn't just making pretty diagrams. They're actively reducing the time it takes to approve a loan. A hospital is analyzing its patient intake process to literally cut down wait times. A manufacturer is pinpointing the exact spot in their production line where quality is breaking down. It's all about making real, tangible improvements to the business.
Now at this point you might be thinking, hang on a second. I can make flowcharts and other tools I already have. How is this any different? And that is a fantastic question because the distinction is absolutely critical.
A tool like Visio is great for drawing a static picture of a process, a diagram, but that's where it stops. A platform like iGrafx takes that picture and makes it live. It lets you analyze it, run simulations on it, and govern it. It's truly the difference between a paper map and a living, breathing, real-time GPS.
And what about task managers like Jira or Asana? Well, they are excellent for managing the individual steps, the to-do list for a person or a team. But iGrafx is focused on the entire journey from start to finish. It's not about tracking one task. It's about seeing how hundreds of tasks across many different teams all connect to deliver a final outcome, like getting an order to a customer.
Finally, how does it compare to a pure process mining tool? Well, those tools are fantastic at showing you what is happening based on your data. They give you the reality. But iGrafx combines that reality check with what should be happening, the official model, the risks that go with it, and the technology it all depends on. It connects all the dots to give you the complete picture in one place.
So we'll leave you with this to think about. Do you have the true map of your business? Not the one that's in the old training manual, but the real one, with all its traffic jams, its unexpected detours, and all its hidden shortcuts. Because once you can finally see it, that's when you can finally start to improve it.